Hi there, gorgeous. So I had this idea for a video recently and it got me thinking, what would my makeup collection look like if I were not a quote-unquote beauty guru? I can guarantee you I would not even own a third of what I have. I mean, mainly what I have is what I consider to be for business. I run my channel just like a business. I do tax write-offs, believe it or not. I mean, I'm high maintenance, don't get me wrong, I am, but I'm not this high maintenance. First of all, since we're talking about what my collection would look like if I were not a beauty guru, I would not be sitting here looking like this. Let's get comfortable. I mean, really. Oh, that's better. Don't you miss the days of YouTube when everyone wasn't competing to have the best lights and the best setup, etc.? We all just filmed wherever we parked our happy little butts. That's what we're doing today. I have everything organized in front of me by eyes, face, primers, lips. So we will start with primers since that happens to be right here. Now do keep in mind, I really put this together with the thought of never having been on YouTube, maybe just watching YouTube videos and having the bare essentials that I'm really happy with. So everything I'm showing you here today has been curated along those lines. The first primer I would have in my collection would be the CoverGirl Trublend primer for oily skin. This is great stuff. Well, this is all great stuff, so I'm not going to keep saying that. But anyway, the e.l.f. Poreless Face Primer, the Too Faced Shadow Insurance. As much as I did not like this one initially, it's grown on me. The Nars Eyeshadow Primer, another one I could not be without. My Milani Eyeshadow Primer, which is actually, I'm out of right now. I need to buy more of it, but that would be another one. For setting sprays, not really a setting spray kind of person, but I do have a few that I really love. The first would be the MAC Prep and Prime Fixing Spray. Second would be the JCat Spray Set Go Makeup Setting Spray. This is wonderful for the price. And finally, the Too Faced Hangover 3-in-1 Primer and Setting Spray. Great for oily skin. And despite how much I tried to pare this down, it's still going to be a long video. So I am going to be moving quickly through each product. But if I happen to lose you on anything, every single item I'm talking about will be listed for you down below in the description box. Moving on to eyes. We'll start with eyeshadow. I love eyeshadow, so I think if I had a personal collection, this would be where most of my money would be spent because I had such a hard time picking. Real quickly here, I would have the Urban Decay's Original Naked Palette, the Beauty Creations Irresistible Palette. You remember me talking about this one. It is a dupe for Anastasia's Modern Renaissance, but I like it better. The Anastasia World Traveler Palette. No longer available, but the single shades are. e.l.f.'s Rose Gold Sunset Palette. Love. Tarte's Tartlet Palette. All matte eyeshadow palette. One of those is a great staple to have, especially if you are into mattes. Speaking of mattes, if you're looking for another excellent palette to have on hand, the Too Faced Natural Matte Palette is another one that I am really using a lot lately. Additionally, I would more than likely have the Too Faced Chocolate Bar Palette and the Too Faced Chocolate Bonbons Palette because I love them both, as you can see by the hole demonstrated there. Now, as far as drugstore eyeshadows, I more than likely would own every single Wet n Wild eyeshadow, and I can tell you that there are a few that I didn't even grab to include as part of this video. Just know that I love every single one that I own practically, but particularly Comfort Zone, Rosé in the Air, and Not a Basic Peach. And I would also own the Hosta La Costa Baby eyeshadow palette, which I talked about very recently. The Rimmel Magnif'Eyes Spice Palette, a excellent dupe for Urban Decay's Naked Heat palette. Huge cost savings. This little purple palette from L'Oreal has become one of my favorites. It's the Violet Amor palette, and definitely another one I'd have in my personal collection. As far as singles go, I do have a few to share with you here. Urban Decay's Backfire, one of the most beautiful purples I have ever used. Urban Decay's Maui Wowie would be another one because this is so pretty. Urban Decay's Midnight Cowboy Rides Again would probably be another one. Couldn't find it today, unfortunately. And a couple others here for you. One from L'Oreal, Silver Sky, one of my absolute favorites. If you've ever seen me wearing silver on my eyes, it's more than likely this shade. And L'Oreal's Burst into Bloom, another beautiful purple from the drugstore. Pigments. The first two pigments I ever bought from MAC that I would absolutely have in my personal collection would be MAC's Teal and Heritage Rouge. Now you know I've had these for a long time because the containers don't even look like that anymore. They don't give you that much product anymore. Eyeliners. I would more than likely own every single shade from the Inglot Gel Eyeliner line, and I already do because they are wonderful. In addition to those, I would also own the Inglot Duraline mixing medium because when you get a dried out gel eyeliner from any brand, by the way, you take one tiny drop of this, mix it in with the gel eyeliner, and it revives it like that. I would also own every single color in the LA Girl Gel Eyeliners. These are waterproof, great pigment, and they're not expensive either. Now, as far as pencil eyeliners, there are a few favorites that I have, so I grabbed a couple here so I would remember. The Maybelline Lasting Drama Line, excellent. Rimmel ScandalEyes, the LA Girl Gel Eyeliners, the L'Oreal Silkasumi line, the Essence Eyeliner Pen. Wonderful, wonderful options. MAC's Roller Wheel, love this stuff. Has a bit of a learning curve, but love. And for mascara, the only mascara that I would own, honestly, would be the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. I wouldn't own any other mascara out there because this one outperforms them all. Now for brows. I have a few brow favorites, not many to share with you here. First being the LA Girl Brow Pomade in the shade Taupe. Waterproof, stays put, excellent product. The Sephora Eyebrow Pencil in the shade Auburn. Great for those of us with red hair. NYX's Micro Brow in Auburn also is a really great one. The LA Colors Browie Wowie Brow Pencil. And this was light to medium. Yes, light to medium. Great quality, and I think it was less than $3 if I'm not mistaken, but wow. And a new one that I picked up very recently, the Givenchy Brow Pencil in the shade Blonde. It does pull red like many of you said, but it has become a new favorite of mine. Love. Okay, moving on to face. We'll talk about concealers first because I don't have that many. I wouldn't have that many if I were not a beauty guru. First one being the MAC Prolongwear Concealer. I'm addicted, what can I say? Followed very closely by the NYX Got You Covered Waterproof Concealer, which is wonderful stuff for the summer months. And then the Lancome, well, hello Tilly. Hey, hi pretty girl. Hi to all the people out there in YouTube land. Look in the camera. Look right there. Look right there. Oh, look at those pretty eyes. We match, look. Followed by the Lancome Waterproof Concealer. I cannot pronounce this stuff, but that's what it looks like. Now, foundations are another weakness of mine right behind eyeshadow. And if I had a personal collection, I more than likely would have this many foundations because I'm obsessed. And I don't want to wear the same one every day. It's like having 5 different pairs of strappy black heels. Yes, please. First foundation I would have in my personal collection would be the LA Girl Pro Matte Foundation. Followed by, you know it, the CoverGirl 3-in-1 Outlast. You could never be without this stuff. The CoverGirl Clean Foundation, a recent find for me, but love it. Another CoverGirl product here for you. Their Clean Matte BB Cream for days when I don't want a heavy application, but I want something lightweight. Great stuff. The e.l.f. Foundation Serum, another favorite. And 3 higher end foundations that I would have would be the Too Faced Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation, the Givenchy Teint Couture, a little expensive based on how much you get in here, but it's still great stuff, and the Dior Air Flash, which I still have in the package, but love. For powders, it's the same story because I'm an oily girl trying to find a matte friend in a humid environment constantly. First one I'd have in my personal collection would be the Catrice Prime and Fine Waterproof Mattifying Powder. The YSL powder, this is their Poudre Compact Radiance Perfectrice Universelle, in case you're wondering. It just, I get asked about it all the time. I don't really know how to reference it, but that's what it looks like. The Maybelline Better Skin Powder, beautiful finish, one of my favorites. Coty's Airspun, I've been using this stuff since I was a teenager. I probably will continue to use it until I'm an old lady. And finally, the Givenchy Poudre Premiere, I think that's how you say this. If not, I'm sorry. But this is the best powder, and we're talking about high-end powders, that I've ever tried that keeps everything in place for those of us with oily skin. For blush, I more than likely would own every single one of the Wet n Wild ombre blushes, and even some of their older ones. They're just great quality and excellent pigmentation. I'd also own this Chanel blush called In Love. It's a peachy pink, and it's just perfect for my skin tone. Now, when we're talking about an all-in-one product for the face that has blush, contour, highlight, etc., my go-to would be the one from e.l.f., their Illuminating Palette. Just a great range in there, and I feel like it's all I would personally need. Finally, let's talk about lips. Lips, oh goodness. I don't have many lip products to share with you because usually when I find something that I really like, I tend to stick with it and I don't deviate. But I can tell you that the Maybelline Matte line of lipsticks are some of my favorites, and I would more than likely own all of the nudes because you know how I feel about nudes. But I love some of their reds too, particularly Rich Ruby and Siren and Scarlet. I would more than likely also own the Too Faced Peach glosses, the ones on the lighter end of the spectrum. These are fantastic all the way around. Flowers Miracle Matte Lip Creams. Great consistency, and they do last all day. The Marc Jacobs Sugar Sugar Lip Gloss. It's one that I wear all the time, and I could never be without it. Nars Turkish Delight. This is just a great topper. You can wear it by itself. Another favorite of mine. The Burberry No. 5 lipstick. A great dusty mauve nude. Of course, any of the Milani Amore matte lipsticks would more than likely be in my personal collection. The one I particularly love is Adorable, which is a dusty mauve neutral. When we're talking about lip liners, I love MAC lip liners. Those are some of my favorites. And off the top of my head, I can tell you I'd probably own Whirl, Soar, and Night Moth because I feel like you get such a variance with those three shades. And I really, really love the L'Oreal Color Riche Matte lip liners, particularly this one. This is in the shade Infatuated with You. It's a red, and I pair it up with all of my red lipsticks all the time. So definitely a must-have. I'm not going to get into false eyelashes because we could be here all day, trust that. But I can tell you that I would own an entire box full of false eyelashes. Already do. Mainly ones from the Eyelure line. Ardell has been making some really fantastic ones. Kiss also has some great ones. Cocoa lashes are some of my favorites. You do have to order those online. And for my lash glue, I would use the Kiss Lash Adhesive, which I've talked about many times before. Oh, and my favorite pair of lashes that I could never be without are the ones from Pure Minerals. I'm wearing them today. They're in the style Diva. They are simply beautiful. I get asked all the time what they are. Well, that's what they are. As far as contour and highlight, you know me. I don't wear them for any other reason other than to test them out for you here on the channel. So personally, I would not own any products along those lines, but I can tell you if I did, I more than likely would own the Sleek palette that, I think it's the Solstice palette with all of those highlighters in it, and one of the Fenty Beauty Kilowatt highlighters because those are really awesome. And then for contour, I would stick with something from Too Faced more than likely, but I also found a BYS palette at Family Dollar recently that I've really been enjoying personally. So those would be my picks for those areas. Not sure if this video concept has been done before, but if you'd like to see your favorite guru on YouTube here do this video, feel free to tag them, let them know about it. I personally would love to see what others pull out of their collection too, especially when you have so much. It is quite challenging to think about what would I really use if I wasn't on YouTube for my job. And I feel like this is a really good mixture. It may seem like a lot to the average person, and it is, but when you love makeup, what does a lot really mean? You're not hurting anybody with it. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch. We got thunder and lightning rolling in, so we are wrapping up this video just in time. I look forward to seeing you again very soon.